Hi everyone, my name is Toby. Have you ever wondered why some jobs are only performed by men and some by women? For example, you will never find a male maid or a female firefighter, but men can't be, say, perfectly good nannies or women welders. One day, these questions became crucial for me. Subscribe to the channel and I will tell you a story of how I started doing something decidedly not for men. I've always been a brat. I was a poor student, I liked to do stupid things, and was friends with guys just like me. I liked the life I was living, but my parents didn't. My father worked hard from dusk to dawn, but our family could still barely make ends meet. I kept changing schools, one after another, after getting expelled for bad behavior and awful grades. My parents had grown tired of scolding me and trying to make me act responsibly. I didn't think about the future at all and just kept heading down a bad path. One day, after I got kicked out of yet another school, my father gave me a serious talk home. "You don't want anything, and you're not interested in anything. What will you even be when you grow up?" he shouted. What could I say? He was right. But my dad wasn't willing to let things slide anymore. He said if I didn't come to my senses, he'd send me to a military academy where they'd set me straight. Oh no! I hadn't expected that. I knew what a military academy was, and I didn't want to go there. So I told my father that school just wasn't my thing. My dream was to become a vlogger and earn money straight away. However, I needed several months to study some special courses first to achieve that. Dad thought about it and said that it was my last chance. The next day, he brought me money for the courses and said that he had taken out a loan for my education. "You will go to this blogger school and finish it. If you get expelled, you will move to the military academy barracks at once," he said sternly. Well, it sounded good to me. After all, I was going to be taught how to run a vlog and talk about cool cars and a life of luxury. That was right up my alley. So I took the money from my dad and started looking for a vlogger school on the internet. To my surprise, there was a whole bunch of them, even in our small town. They were luring me in with bright pictures and telling me how cool I would be after finishing their courses. I chose one of the schools and sent my application. I liked that there were a lot of photos of cute girls on their webpage. Must be the teachers, I thought. On that same day, I paid for the entire course and immediately felt like a cool vlogger. In the evening, I told my friends that I'd enrolled in a vlogger school and would soon become cool and famous. I was going to film the coolest videos. Cars, parties, money, girls, and a lot of music. That's what lay ahead of me. My friends liked my plan and said I was really cool. A few days later, I was already sitting at my desk at the vlogger school. The first thing I noticed was that I was the only guy in class. I was surrounded by girls. I felt a little surprised, but also pleased. They were all looking at me curiously and whispering, amused. But when the first lesson began, I realized that something was wrong. Our teacher, Miss Fanning, started talking about beauty trends, makeup, and other stuff I knew nothing about. The girls listened eagerly, and I just kept thinking, what have I got into? After the lesson was over, I asked the girls in my class what kind of school it was. They looked surprised and said that we were at a course for beauty gurus. I didn't even know what the word meant. They told me the school was supposed to teach us about fashion trends and ways to make people look beautiful. But that's not what I wanted to learn. Why hadn't that been written into the internet ad? The girls said that it was all on the school's website. I immediately opened it up and saw the small print there. I rushed to Miss Fanning at once. I told her that I was there by mistake and asked her for a refund, but the teacher replied that they had a no refund policy, which was also written onto the school's website. It was either I kept studying or was left with nothing. I realized things were bad. If my father found out that I'd wasted his money, I would be in a world of trouble. So I had to continue studying there. That's how I ended up at the beauty vlogger school. Naturally, I didn't think it was a job fit for a man. We were taught how to apply makeup, do hair, and film videos about the fashion industry. It was all beyond my understanding. The only thing I liked about the school was that there were always a lot of girls around who paid attention to me. I even grew quite close to one of them, Elaine. She came from a very rich family and dreamed of becoming a real beauty influencer. I told her about how I'd gotten into that school by mistake, and she laughed for a long time. Elaine then said it was the funniest fail she'd ever heard about. We sat together in class, and she explained to me the things I didn't understand in Mrs. Fanning's lectures. After a while, my father began to ask about my progress. He wanted to know what I was being taught at school and whether I liked to study there. I could only imagine what he would have done if he'd known what I was really doing. So I had to lie and tell him that everything was going great and I would soon become a cool and successful vlogger. I had no idea what I would do when it became clear I was a loser. When I met my friends on the street, they would also ask me about my studies. I told them that I was already filming videos with cool cars and hot girls. They wanted to see them, and I promised that they would soon. Heck, I really needed to think a way out, fast. That's why the next day I asked the girls in my class to help me. I needed them to play along. Luckily, they agreed. Next weekend, we pretended to be filming a video on the street. Elaine arrived in her cool car and brought a professional camera. A couple of girls played extras. When my friends showed up, we pretended to be shooting a video for my vlog. I tried to look like someone very cool. Someone who had an expensive car and was surrounded by a ton of girls. However, at that moment, I realized how stupid it all really was. Were all bloggers ready to go to such lengths just to show off? Nonetheless, my friends liked everything very much. They believed our act and said that I was very cool. After that, my father and friends stopped asking too many questions for a while, and I could focus on my studies at the beauty vlogger school. Over time, I got the hang of it. I learned about modern trends and could distinguish between daytime and evening makeup. We were studying various types of makeup and how we could use them in our videos. The girls were practicing doing each other's makeups in front of the cameras. One day, Elaine suddenly asked to put makeup on me. What? Naturally, I refused at once. After all, I was a man. But Miss Fanning said that guys teaching viewers how to do their makeup and demonstrating it on themselves was actually a very popular trend. Elaine also reminded me that she'd help me shoot the fake video for my friends, so it was my turn to help her out now. That's why I agreed and placed myself at her mercy. And to be honest, I kind of liked it. I could feel how close she was and how gentle her touches were. I enjoyed the process for an hour, and when it was done, the other girls gasped. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. I looked really beautiful. Of course, I certainly wouldn't go outside like that, but Elaine had done a truly great job. For the first time, I got interested in what they were teaching us. I kept learning. After some time, I already knew all the skincare secrets, was good at doing makeup, and could come up with new looks. I'd always drawn well, and now that skill was coming in handy. I got better at doing makeup than all the girls in my class. That infuriated Elaine more than anyone else. She had become my girlfriend by then. She couldn't understand how I could do makeup better than most girls, even though I was a guy. But apparently, I had a talent. Miss Fanning often praised me and said that I was a natural. Unsurprisingly, my girlfriend and I decided to create a channel as soon as we could. Elaine helped me with developing a unique style for our future videos, and said that she would find all the equipment we might need. And I came up with some bold looks for the first videos. I felt really passionate about what we were doing, but one day, all of my plans were ruined. I had a few days left until the end of my studies, and I was already looking forward to working on my own channel. Then, one evening, my dad came up to me and asked, "What is this?" He showed me a video of Elaine putting makeup on me for the first time. I realized that my secret was out and told him the truth about everything. I thought that my father would support me, but he began to shout that I had wasted his money and was doing something completely unfit for a man. "I'm ashamed of you, Toby. I didn't expect this from you at all," he said angrily. Dad said he would knock some sense into me and send me to a military academy. I tried to explain that I was good at doing what I'd learned at school, but he didn't want to even listen and told me to pack up. As you might have guessed, my friends had also seen that video on the internet. When they saw me on the street, they pointed their fingers at me and laughed mockingly. They said I wasn't a guy anymore and refused to be friends with me. The only one who stayed by me and supported me was my girlfriend Elaine. She told me to forget about them and do what I liked. But I have my doubts. If my father and friends felt that way about my hobby, what would the viewers on the internet say? Do you think that I should keep doing what I'm good at? Or should I become a soldier, as my father wants me to? Write in the comments down below.